Hello everyone, I'm Rob Warner, your commentator. Let's kick off round 2 of the E-Xplorer FIM World Cup in Crans-Montana, Switzerland. E-Xplorer is a brand new all-terrain electric motorcycle racing series. Each team consists of both a male and female rider competing in a relay format. Qualifying took place earlier in the day, which unfortunately left Team Fanatics out of the running. Current champions MIE came out first and had the fastest time, with Gravity and Seven coming in a close second and third. The first race within the quarterfinals saw MIE go up against Lizcat. We have 9 teams at this event, as Lizcat, a brand new Swiss team of Michel Zund and Alex Andries, are making their debut in Crans-Montana. With MIE winning the first race of the best of 3, the new team Lizcat have got it all to fight for. To the start then. For our first quarter final, Alex Andreas for Lizcat getting a big power wheelie on there. Up against Zaragoza for the MIE team. Around the outside, Zaragoza on the power early. But it's the Lizcat team leading at the moment then. Well, interesting. Zaragoza hard on the power on that MIE bike. The newcomers, Lizcast, brought in at the last minute for this event here in Switzerland. Leading at the moment. Look at the gap as well. Hard on the brakes as he comes into the log matrix. For Alex Andreas, Zaragoza looking like he's trying. He's on the power around that turn there. Can he make any inroads? The MIE rider back at the moment. It's Andreas out front. Look at this. Big gap. High speed's a very different track to what we saw in Spain, in Barcelona a few weeks ago. This one is high speed. Oh, in the high altitude of Crans-Montana. Firing around this last turn. But look at that. MIE then with work to do on this second run. As the riders hand over to Gomez for MIE. Michel Zund for the Lizcat team. Oh, and some power being laid down there again as they fire up this straight. Zund, number 62 on her back. Sandra Gomez on the MIE. Really trying to keep up with her, and now goes in the lead. So the MIE finding some good drive up that long hill over the tabletop. Clean for Gomez. Not so clean actually for Michel Zund. And Gomez making light work of the log matrix. Firing a big plume of dust out the back on landing these bikes. These electric bikes producing insane amounts of power, especially low end. No problem there for Gomez. The trials background will come in helpful. And she's absolutely stormed away with this one. Zund nowhere in sight now then. So the Swiss team looking like they might be leaving the competition early. Still on the power hard though. But it's Gomez that's going to cross the line first for the MIE team. Michel Zund comes in second for Lizcast. MIE win the first quarter final. Let's hear from Karina, who is one of the co-creators of E-Xplorer.
Technology development. This is one important part. Now there's so many manufacturers coming and there's not a direct guideline of where should it go in 5 years, in 10 years. We want to be the platform for this industry, and we are already getting there. For me, most importantly, I think, is gender equality. The reality is that there's not enough women riders. The reality is that the young generation actually does more and more sports, and they don't know enough to relate to the sport. So what we want to show is that little girls, teenagers, young women can actually do a super cool sport. You have to learn how to do it in a safe way, to have fun, and you can be actually extremely competitive. We see it already today. We have Sandra Gomez. That is unbelievable, the determination, the ambition. So any woman can do that. And we want to show this parity, and gender equality is nowadays obviously a very important topic. Why not do it in the championship? And we can see that it works very well.
That brings us on to the next race, Gravity versus PCR Racing. Last race, both teams had a lot of technical issues, which was expected due to it being a brand new type of track for them. Unfortunately, Gravity didn't even make it to the race, so let's see how they get on this time. Saja Pfeiffer was on Team Fanatic's last race, but because of her competitiveness and skill, Gravity wanted her for themselves. Gravity take race 1. Can they win the second, or will it be all to play for in a third head-to-head? Heat 2 in the gate then, it's the PCR team. Up against Gravity on the far side, Sam Winterburn. Up against Saja Pfeiffer on the far side then. Winterburn with that inside turn, inside line on that first corner. Comes out with the advantage, Pfeiffer keeping him honest though. Oh, an incredible backdrop. These riders won't have any chance to take any of that in though as they lay down the watts on this long climb up towards the tallest part of the track. And Pfeiffer cannot fight back. Winterburn, the motocross rider from the UK, taking it away at the moment for the PCR team through the log matrix. Pfeiffer still right there though. Remember, we're going to switch tag teams at the end of this. The other rider will go out, but it's PCR looking like they're going to have a good advantage. Oh, the unruly power of these electric bikes. So much bottom end, so much torque. Pfeiffer can see what she's got to do. Oh, Winterburn gets the back end out over those logs there, holds on to it. Coming round to finish the lap, he's going to hand over to his second rider, Chloe Richardson. Pfeiffer gives chase, but it's going to be a bit of a gap before they leave the top. Camille Chapelier now for Team Gravity, giving chase on Chloe Richardson. So what can the British Trials rider do? Can she hold on to that advantage? Hard on the power up this long climb then. And looking good so far. Had some problems with a big concrete stall wall at round 1. Looking like she's enjoying this fast flowing track a lot more. But look at this, Camille Chapelier is coming. Oh, almost drawing level through the log matrix. Incredible stuff then, Chapelier up the inside now. Oh, well, neck and neck. Hard on the power along this top straight for Chloe Richardson. And she gets the advantage back just for a split second. And Camille Chapelier, the Frenchman, really taking it to the British here. The riders fighting for grip over that last stack of logs. It's going to be a close finish, but I think this one is going to go to Team Gravity. Gravity go through. PCR coming last on that heat. Gravity take the win. Now hearing from Nelson Philippe, who is the local promoter.
I think there's a lot of people that want to see something new. There's a lot of people that are curious about this industry, about this sport, about what it's bringing. You know, I felt really old when my kid said, "Dad, let's go out for a motorcycle rip." And he went, zzz. There was no exhaust pitch when he said it to me, and I realized that there was a shift. And that sort of paved the way to this event.
Mad will take on Electric Motion in the next race. And as you can see, Robbie Madison couldn't make it to this event, but we have Dylan Woodcock as his replacement. Madwell looking strong in race 1, taking the win. Can they do it again and go through to the semi-finals? The next quarter-final in the gate then, the women starting first. Marie Lemoyne up against Sandra Keller. Keller on the Madwell team. Marie Lemoyne on the Electric Motion, one of the most sorted electric motorcycles out there at the moment. We saw that at round 1 and it's neck and neck. Oh, on the power, hard up there. And closest to us, it's Lemoyne on the Electric Motion then. Throwing down the watts on that long climb. Sandra Keller fighting to stay with go on board with her through the log matrix. For the Mad Wheel team rider then. And it's still neck and neck. The rider's fighting for traction, fighting for position here. Closest to us, the Mad Wheel. We go on board again with Sandra Keller. Neck and neck into this last log pile. What's going to happen here? And there's a bit of problems, a few problems there then for Marine Lemoyne. Last turn now. Look at that. Keller goes big at the end of the lap there and opens up an advantage. So Mad Wheel with the advantage. And their rider goes out first. Dylan Woodcock, a replacement in for Robbie Madison. Up against Christophe Bruand. We know how much pace he's got from round one. Let's see what Dylan Woodcock can do then in the absence of Robbie Madison, the team captain. But it's Bruand on that electric motion bike. Out front at the moment, one of the few bikes actually with a clutch on it. We saw him using that to good use at round one. Up and over they go again. Woodcock then with that massive advantage at the moment. Bruand really trying to fight back here into the log matrix. You can taste the dirt off the back wheel of Woodcock. But it's Woodcock in the red. Bruand giving chase. Fighting for traction on that loose surface again. Holding it wide open along this big camber. But it looks like Dylan Woodcock was a worthy replacement for Robbie Madison. Bruand hard on the power again. Sends it deep off the step down, but it won't match him. It's Dylan Woodcock for Mad Wheel, who take that next quarter-final. In the last of the quarter-finals, Team 7 take on the husband and wife duo of Flair. Vilde Marie Holt is the new female rider for 7. She's currently leading the European Enduro Championship. Seven took a fall in race 1, giving Flair the win. They won the second, but can they keep it together in the last head-to-head? Spencer Wilton up against Rihanna Buchanan on the far side there in the red closest to us. It's Spencer Wilton for the 7 team. Flair on the far side. And already Spencer Wilton pulling out a good lead as he powers back up this long climb. Rihanna Buchanan will be forced to give chase here. Hard on the power now. But look at the gap for Team 7 out front already then. Rihanna Buchanan leaving her other half, her husband, work to do when he gets behind the bars. On the second run in this last quarter final. Cleanly up over the wooden tabletop there now. But it's looking good for Spencer Wilton. He is long gone already. On his way back to the finish line then. On that electric motion bike as well, which we've seen put to such good use at round number 1. Last log pile for him. No pressure whatsoever, can take his time. Feed up and clean over there then. It's been a devastating lap for Spencer Wilton. Rihanna Buchanan, little bit of work to do. Okay, we change over to Vilde Marie Holt now. The woman leading the European Enduro Championship. So she won't be hanging about. Team Flair still waiting to start actually. It's a massive advantage then for 7 in this one. Biggest difference we've seen between any of the teams. Jack Field now giving pursuit on Vilde Marie Holt, but it's not going to be easy as I said. Currently leading the European Enduro World Championship. Jack Field, the Australian, fighting, keeping that front wheel down. A stuntman by trade, can you believe? So Vilde Marie Holt then. Leg out into this left-hander. I imagine she's going to clear this with ease. Perfectly over there. Showing some of that European Championship heritage. Struggled a bit to get the front wheel up cleanly over those logs. But she's through the log matrix now. And already firing it back towards the start-finish line. To take the win for 7. It's going to take a disaster to stop her. Jack Field though. Quickly through that log matrix. Grabbing a big handful of throttle on the way out. And keeping it going. The course getting really chopped out now. A few days practice. Things are rough. But 7 take it. Vilde Marie Holt takes the win. It's 7 that go forwards. As we wait for Jack Field to come in and cross the line. For the Flair team, a long way to come all the way from Australia. But so much development going on with these bikes and with these riders. Field comes across the line second. Team 7 take the win despite Spencer Wilton falling at the first round. That's it for the quarterfinals. Lizcat, PCR, Electric Motion and Flair didn't make it. Up next is MIE versus Gravity. Jorge Zaragoza has previously raced for the Motocross of Nations and in MXGP. MIE looking so strong again this week. One more win's going to put them in the final. To the line then for the second round here of this semi-final run. Remember, if MIE on the far side can win this one, they've booked themselves a place in the final. So, Gravity with it all to do. Oh, and MIE getting hard on the power around that first time. But it's neck and neck up this long climb. Riders fighting for traction. MIE with a slight advantage. Zaragoza now falling back. Chapelier to the front then for the Gravity team. Chapelier into the log matrix. Oh, EMX staying close. Around the inside then for the Gravity team. Back on the power, hard along this top straight. Not much in here at the moment. The obstacle's staggered here. And MIE now looking like they're back in the lead. So, last obstacle to come. Off this step down they come, and it's going to be MIE. Chapelier not looking like he can get back on level terms here. And it is an advantage for MIE. If they can hold on to this, it will be them that goes through as their female riders now go out on track. Around the inside. Oh, Tarja fighting for traction on the outside there. We know how tenacious she'll be though as she charges up this climb. MIE out front again though. Gomez with the advantage. Gomez coming from that trials background. So the log matrix shouldn't bother. Tarja perhaps better on the faster parts of the track coming from a more enduro background. And look at that, Gomez making light work of the matrix. Tarja getting in a bit of trouble there. And now this is looking like it's MIE's to lose. If she crosses the line first, they will go through to the next round, to the final. Oh, and Sasha giving it absolutely everything, but all in vain. Hard on the brakes, getting a bit more bother there. She's throwing absolutely everything at this, but Pfeiffer isn't going to be able to undo it. And it's going to be MIE, Sandra Gomez, booking them a place in the finals. Let's hear from Jean Pina, who works for EM Electric Motion.
EM, as I say, we are like constructor specialists in the electric powertrain. So the difference between an engine, like a gas bike, and an electric bike is mainly the powertrain. When I say electric powertrain, it means the battery, plus the controller, plus the motor. Them three make the electric powertrain, and that's what we're doing at EM. We are here as a team, EM factory team. Then we have like a second team that is the 7. So you know, the owned by the legend James Stewart. So second team, so 4 bikes for our mechanics to work on. This is so good to be here, but as you can see, we have less mechanics than on the gas bikes, but some stuff has the wheels, as it's doing right now, or the suspensions is exactly the same as gas bikes, yeah.
Seven and Mad will next up to battle it out for the remaining spot in the final. Two unbelievably close races leave these two neck and neck then for that final spot. So for 7, Spencer Wilson up against Sandra Keller for Madwill. On board then with Sandra Keller. Wilton will have the advantage on this first turn. And it's time. Oh, Wilton! Well, Wilton dropping the bike then. And now it's Keller for Madwill with the advantage up this long climb. She's not going to want to give this up now. Wilton will be kicking himself. He won't have to get that bike going, of course. No kickstart, no electric start. It is just started. Oh! Scrubs over the tabletop, and Wilton all of a sudden is back in the game here in Crans, Montana. He carries enormous pace into that log matrix. So the 7 rider now back in the driving seat. No damage done if he can hand an advantage over to his second rider, which will be Vilde Marie Holt. Over the logs he goes, over the pyramid. No problem there, down towards this last troublesome log pile, I would say. Got to take your time, got to treat it with respect. Keller cleanly over it again. But it's Spencer Wilton. Dylan Woodcock then on the EBMX team, Madwill team in the red there. Forced now to try and catch Vilde Marie Holt. So Holt on this long climb already. And it's Woodcock for Madwill really chasing down here. Vilde Marie Holt with a good advantage, hanging off the back of that bike. Getting as much power as she can down. Woodcock though, draws level over the tabletop. And Woodcock now takes the lead then. Oh, look at this Madwill team fighting their way back in here, and a big problem there. Oh, 2 big problems. So Woodcock drops his chain. His day is done. We saw a lot of this at round 1. The riders, the bike's putting down so much power. A lot of work's been done between the rounds. And we've seen much less of it here in Crans, Montana. But right when he didn't need it, Woodcock's chain drops. Robbie Madison will be furious about that watching, I know. And that leaves Vilde Marie Holt to book herself a place in the final for Team 7. Sad times here for Team Madwill. 7 go through. Small final. Let's see who will secure 3rd place and a chance to get onto the podium. But first we hear from Dylan Woodcock, who's stepping in for Robbie Madison for Madwill this race.
Robbie Madison actually couldn't make it to this event, so I got the call from him and now I'm here. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. My experience with e-bikes is very little. I got the opportunity to ride a Stark maybe a year or so ago. I rode electric motion and now I rode the Sauron. So yeah, I'd say maybe 3-4 hours max on these e-bikes, but I'm loving them. It's the future, and I think the sooner people realise, the better.
Having seemed to solve their technical issues, Madwill have won the first race. Another solid performance like that will put them on the last step of the podium. To the line we go then for the small final. To sort out 3rd and 4th, Sizer Pfeiffer up against Dylan Woodcock. Madwill versus Gravity. And it's Madwill going to have an advantage as they come out of this first turn, that inside line. Swiss flags flying here in Crans, Montana. Stunning backdrop, these riders though. Eyes firmly on the track in front of them. And look at this, it's a big lead at the top of the hill then for Dylan Woodcock for the Madwill team. Oh, out front at the moment, Pfeiffer trying to keep him honest. But Woodcock fighting for traction everywhere. All these riders, incredibly dry, blown out course. Pfeiffer again playing catch up here, but she won't give up, this determined woman. Oh, but look at this, Woodcock for Madwill already over those last logs, takes the step down, and it's going to be a good vantage as he hands it over to Sandra Keller. Pfeiffer fierce off that last drop. Chapelier goes out, chasing down Keller, then there she is, Keller already on her way back up this hill. Oh, a lot of work to do for the Gravity team. And it's Keller, look at this, riding absolutely faultlessly. A good advantage beautifully through that left-hander there. And cleanly over the big wooden table as well, so not looking like any pressure on her shoulders here. Can she take 3rd place for Madwill? Through the logs again. Oh, And Chapelier starting to close the gap down in the last stages then of the second run of this small final here. Keller's going to come up over this wooden box here. Chapelier still not there then, so she should be safe now. Last log pile, Chapelier making his presence felt. Oh, can he fight back? I don't think he can. It's going to be Keller. Over the last log she goes. Keller takes the small final for Madwell. Incredible stuff. Third place for them. And Gravity coming fourth. MIE versus 7. Can 7 win their first event of the season? Or will it be MIE, who have been dominating this championship so far? MIE have won the first. Just one more of those secures that top spot on the podium. Finals time then. Spencer Wilton up against Jorge Zaragoza. MIE on the far side. And it's MIE who are going to lead it into this first turn. And getting great drive out of there then. Oh, big advantage already. Over the pyramid. No problem for either rider. And back hard on the watts all the way up this long climb. Zaragoza for MIE with the lead at the moment. But getting fought back here now. 7 trying to get back on level terms. Well, look how deep he went on there. Zaragoza flat landing that. But Spencer Wilson keeping him honest. Hits the front hard into that log pile. Lost him a split second, but there he is. Oh, and there's no rest on this one. Almost neck and neck. This loose surface causing so many problems. Zaragoza about to hit the last real obstacle, but Wilton's right there with him. Wilton sends it. Scrubs off there then. Here we go. It's going to be almost neck and neck. As they hand over to the second pair of riders, out they come. So the women on track now. And it's Vild Marie Holt on the outside for 7. Remember, brought in for this race. MIE up the inside. Sandra Gomez. Well, small advantage again. Not much difference in the power of these two bikes all the way up this climb, actually. The slalom taking its toll, closing things up, opening out again, but it's Gomez who will not mind the logs coming up next. Gomez into the log matrix then. As I said, from trials background, it shouldn't trip her up. Might be a different story for Vild Marie Holt. No, she's through there nicely as we go on board with her. But look at this, MIE with a big advantage. Can they make it back-to-back FIM E-Xplorer World Cup wins? It's looking that way as Gomez powers towards that last log pyramid. Oh, Vild Marie Holt, I don't think is going to get back on it. No chance now. She's trying everything she's got. But it's Gomez who takes it across the line. And it's MIE the win here in Crans-Montana, Switzerland.
We win again, and yeah, my teammate Sandra make an amazing work, and yeah, we are here, and this is an amazing place. We have a lot of fun, so yeah, let's go for the next one.
We did the victory, so we are super happy. All the team was working really good and so good.
MIE takes the win in Crans-Montana, keeping them at the top of the championship table. Electric Motion and 7 are in joint second place with 31 points, and PCR and Madwell not far behind them either with 26. Our next event is Velour Montagne in France. For more behind the scenes action, check out our socials. I've been your commentator, Rob Warner. Thank you. We'll see you next time.